I don't think you understand who you're dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord de Sade, nephew of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
I beg your pardon, sir, but you are not my master. Moreover, the attendant at the guard was quite specific, saying this affair should be handled with extreme discretion. So I seriously doubt that you'll be wanting to drag us in front of a judge. That would stir up the muck.
Whatever is he talking about, Kurt?
Your guess is as good as...
This is preposterous. Your master is a thief. Either you give us back what's ours, or we'll...
Your idea of diplomacy isn't all...
To the devil with ya.
Since you leave us no choice.
The merchant's clerk isn't hearing your arguments. The only thing left is a show of strength. Sorry, Greenblood. If I'd have known, I wouldn't have gotten you mixed up in this.
And so you're back, sir.
Don't count on it. We shall return.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspiciously?
Take a look around. There are far too... As long as they don't try and get on my ship. That said, we did catch a smuggler. In the port jails. Might I ask you, why the
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to see. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the cup. They were making quite some ruckus. We, of course, refused entry. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential... But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
When did you see your cabin boy?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so.
This Jonas, does he have
In tradition, we are all members of the same family.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish, you'll find them over there.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard.
Our magic, yes. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is seaborn. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Norts for it's how the guild is made and made.
Could you tell me anything about our destination?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars, and the natives have a relationship. They're a very friendly people, welcoming. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic, but I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city. Certain zones are owned completely by us. And it's a good port.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
I've seen a few escapes in my time, but I never thought...
Are you the smuggler?
You snuck yourself in here just to ask me that question? If this is some sort of trick to get me to admit to...
You can see for yourself that I'm no Nord. Come.
I'm already locked up. What more... Yes, I am a smuggler. But I'm not the...
I'm searching for a couple fleeing to Leme. Have they contacted you?
You certainly can't imagine. I don't really think of my clients as kin, but I'd never betray...
A real saint you are. How about... Tell me where I can find them and I'll open this cave.
That works for me. Your two Telemites are hidden in a warehouse behind... They must be waiting for me. But you might want to be... If the Nauts get their hands on them, they'll find themselves in this same cage.
Thank you.
Anytime. Come on now. Let me out. You promised. Please.
I don't have the key. Locked. Locked.
To my help! And death to the others! Careful, Greenblood! You're wounded! to the others! To my hell, and death to the others! To my hell, and death to the others! Green blood! I can't hold on!